Hi everybody, my name is Nina Montgomery. Thanks for joining me for Behind the Looking Glass. So we're talking about pricing. Oh my goodness. So pricing, huh? Pricing, when I go back and I look over customer journeys, which I've got like so many of them, and usually I'm looking for issues that come up in business, especially in relation to women in business, because that's my passion. Obviously, I'm a woman, I've been in business, I've failed heaps in business, so if anybody's got good experience in failure, it's me. And when I go back and I track these customer journeys, a lot, like 90% of the issues that come up because of pricing. So it seems like, I don't know, like shallow or hollow or whatever to talk about money, because that's not why we get into business. We don't get into business to make money most times, although we want a little bit of money to support what we do. It's usually because we want to serve people, or we want to make an impact, or we want to help others, or something like that. So when we kick it back and we start talking about money, it's kind of like, oh really? No, that's not what it's about. The sad reality of the situation though is if your business doesn't make money, you can't keep running. And when you can't keep running, you can't serve the community. When you can't, keep running, you can't keep yourself running. You can't feed your children. You can't, make that impact that you want. So money becomes a very important part in running a business. And when I speak to people, the difference between a hobby and a business is the ability to make money and keep going. With a hobby, we take the money out of our grocery store money. We might pull $50 here and we might buy some fabric, and then next week we might take another $20 and we put it towards our website. It's very different to investing into a business. Though for a lot of women, we start with a hobby and then we merge that into a business. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. My point is that something that will happen, and I've gone through it myself quite a few times, and I see it happen often with women, is that the pricing point at the start is not a true and authentic and accurate representation of how much it costs you to be in business. Now, what that means is you might go to the shop and you might think, well, it's only going to cost me $5 to make a hamburger. I'm going to sell my hamburger for $10 and I've made $5 profit, and if I do that 10 times, that's my $50 and I'm happy. Maybe though, when you've factored those costs in, you haven't factored other things like insurance or body corporate or electricity or power or wages or your own wage or petrol for the car or postage or whatever that might be. And that's just not those costs, but then that's actually the profit to be able to be profitable and expand. When we don't price our products right at the start, it means when you become ready to grow, and at some stage there will come a time in your business where you need to expand and move forward, and if your pricing is not correct, you're going to get stuck in business purgatory. You can't go up and you can't go down. You'll be stuck there for a long time going, oh, well, I'm not making enough money to hire another person, but at the same time, I've got too much work for just me. Or I really need to get childcare, but if I do that, then I'm not going to have any profit left over, and that's not going to be good. Or I need childcare and I also need to hire somebody. Or we need more machinery to help us become more proficient or whatever. If we go right back to the start and we get our pricing correct right from the very beginning, it means that when this point comes up, and it will come up, there will become a time where you need to expand or get bigger or hire somebody. And when that happens, it means there's going to be enough money in the bank, or you're going to have enough turnover, or you're going to have enough profit to be able to expand at the time that you need. But take the time to make sure that when you're doing this module for the pricing, that you are really thinking good and hard about pricing for the future. I have put this in here early because I want you to start thinking about it so that when we get to the UVP and defining what makes you different and what makes you valuable, okay, and don't ever forget that value and cost are two different things. Value and price, value and cost, they're very, very different, okay? And so we will come back to pricing right at the very, very end again. but I really want you to think about it now, because when it comes time to communicating what your unique value is, you need to have some kind of a figure in mind. In our instance, we're going to be talking $1 million projects, okay? So we need to make sure that we have enough money to pay content creators, we have enough money to be able to execute a project that we can stand behind and be proud. And to get that kind of price tag, we need to make sure that, you know, we really are communicating our value and that we can progress too. Anyway, that's it for the pricing. I won't ramble on much more, but I'll see you in the next chapter. My name's Nina Montgomery. Thanks for joining me for Behind the Looking Glass. Bye.